So this would be kind of the classic picture. And when you've heard people discuss, well, geez, what would happen if we had a capital income tax? People said it's crazy to think that workers could gain more than the reduction in tax. This model actually says in the long run that would have to be true. That is, the gain to workers would exceed the tax reduction. Now, in fact, it has to be bigger for another reason, which is, if you think about it, when you have a 50% tax on capital income, what does that mean? Well, since you have to have the same after-tax return on capital, the pre-tax return on capital has to be double what it would have been, right? Everybody understands that, right? In order for capital to get $1, the pre-tax return has to be $2, so that once you take a 50% cut, they're left with the full $1, which is what you need to have if you have elastic supply. What would happen if you cut the tax rate from 50% to 49%? What would happen? Remember, the rental price of capital, think of that normalized as 1. The owners of capital have to get 1. Well, how much would government revenue go down if you cut the tax rate from 50 to 49? Remember, the price of capital is 2, right? The rental price of capital currently is 2. The government's getting 50% of that. So the government's getting $1, and $1's going to the owners of capital. What would happen if you cut the tax rate to 49%? Well, if the rental price of capital stayed at 2, the government would now collect 49% of 2 instead of 50% of 2. So the government would lose 2% in revenue. But is the price of capital rental rate going to stay at 2? No, because you need to get a post-tax return. So it's going to fall to something closer to 198. So the government's actually only going to get 49% of roughly $1.98. So actually their revenue is going to go down by 4% per unit capital rather than 2%. So that's another thing to keep in mind, that the equilibrium price of capital is going to get smaller. All right. Now,